Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Petovich. A lot of folks wondering why their phone is telling them it's going to snow and why the radar looks like it's snowing, and in many cases it's not. Well, it's kind of an issue of automation and really why apps are sometimes not the best source of weather information. You're looking at the radar and satellite here right now, and it looks like, yeah, there's some precipitation moving across the area. But here's the thing. A lot of what you're seeing on radar right now is what we call virga. It's actually some snow and flurries falling, but most of it not reaching ground. Now, I did get some reports of a few flurries up in Concord and the Mooresville area, especially as this heavier band moved across the area. But you could see a lot of this is just some mid and high level clouds that have some moisture in it. Now, part of the problem with why you're seeing this show up on radar is this is aloft. Now, this is a look at the radar out of Greenville, Spartanburg. This is the closest NEXRAD Doppler radar that we look at. And if I look at the cross section over Charlotte right now, if you look very carefully, it's hard to see where there's anything reaching the ground. But if you look at the heights here, this is 10,000 feet. There is a little bit of return up there, maybe around 7,000 feet. But none of that is likely reaching the ground. Now, if I look at the radar out of Mountain Island Lake, you can see that there's nothing showing up over the Charlotte area, but there's some showers showing up to the east. This is a closer radar to Charlotte, and it's showing that a lot of the precipitation that the other radar is seeing is way aloft and not reaching the ground. That doesn't mean there weren't a few flurries making it to the ground, but 90% of this was not reaching the surface. Now, why does your app think that it's snowing when it's not? Because it's fully automated. It's just a computer. The computer says, hey, look, the radar is showing something here and it's moving this direction. So if I do a calculation, I can then tell you that that snow, rain, whatever it is going to start in 20 or 30 minutes. Here's the problem. If that's just showing up on radar or it's a false return that we call it, your app doesn't know that because there's not a human to discern that. And that's why apps sometimes can be really, really poor sources of weather information because there's no human quality control. And here's the odd thing about all this, because once this little band of clouds move through, the sun's actually going to come out. So what you're seeing out there is just some mid and high level clouds. I did get a couple reports, as I mentioned earlier, of some snow flurries, maybe a few reaching the ground in the Mooresville area, maybe up towards Concord. But if you're looking at your app or just looking at the radar like this, one thing I look for, the surface observations. If I look at the surface observations, notice none of the area surface observations reporting snow except for Boone up there. That's always a red flag. And the fact that I have so many followers in this area and only about 3 reported seeing a snowflake is always a good indication that a lot of that wasn't reaching the ground. It's still going to be cold today. Temperatures are barely going to get into the upper 30s, but the mountains, that's where the snow is today. If you want to see snow, could get a good dumping up there over the next 24 hours. Have a great day, everybody. I wish we would see more snow for you snow lovers, but unfortunately, this is more of just a false alarm.